So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to another episode of the MotoGP 19 career mode, and this time we're going to be heading out for the German Grand Prix. We're approaching about the middle of the season now. We have a massive lead in the championship, 175 points to us, and then our nearest rival is our teammate, 54 points behind Marquez, 68 points behind that in third place, so not ideal for him, and we're still trying to save up for this next upgrade on the anti-wheelie, but yeah, this time round, so next episode we should be able to get the update. Taking a look at the season so far, we have 3 wins to our names and the rest are all second places, so let's see if we can keep the momentum going out at the German Grand Prix. Going to be starting the weekend, of course, getting into first practice session to try and get into Q2, but we'll have to see how we get on. So let's go straight down to our practice lap then and see if we can get ourselves straight into Q2. Coming across the line then, it was a 122 flat we need to beat, and we only got a 122.3, so we've got a bit of work to do then in practice and for qualifying, of course, because if we carry on at this pace we will struggle to get up anywhere decent in the qualifying session. So let's see if we can clutch I can't even think of the word, latch onto the back of Cal Crutch. So that's what I was trying to find, the word latch. So we're going a bit quicker now, so let's power on with this lap. Power out the final corner then. This lap has been a little bit better and we improve, and I think we went faster than Marquez. I'm not too sure though, but that is going to be me for practice. I just want to get straight into qualifying, to be honest. Even if we don't make it into Q2, we need to get some qualifying laps under our belt. 21.7 then was our fastest lap. Yamaha of Rossi and RINS also got matched exactly Valentino's time, so I do wonder, I think we're going to be straight into, oh man, 1 place off of Q2, that is annoying. Right, so we're going to have to go out then on this lap, a fresh set of tyres, and try and get into Q2. Here we go then, out of the final corner, right on the back of Espargaro is going to give us a bit of a tow up the hill, which should help towards the end of our lap. 20.7, that should be a straight into Q2. Oh, look at that. Yes, 7/10 quicker than Espargaro. That was a much better lap. So I think we found a bit more rhythm, and in the end we go into Q2 with Aleix Espargaro. So let's carry on the momentum into Q2, hopefully do another 20.7, maybe even push it down to a 20.5. that would be good. But let's see what we can do in Q2. So 22.1 on the first lap isn't ideal. So we were way off the time through sector 2. And I've backed off completely and we've completely roasted our rear tyre. You know what, I'm just going to get straight into the race. I think I did such a quick lap because I latched onto the back of Espargaro. I mean, if we could have got the 20.7, that could have been pole again, but I was following someone and I just couldn't get onto the back of someone to follow. And being in clean air around here at Germany, I just don't get on with this track too well. But we're going to get out. We're going to go quite radical with the tyres. We're going to go for hard rear and a hard front because there's lots of lean on leaning on the tyres for this track. Maybe we've gone too hard of a compound, but I don't know. Looking at everyone else, I can't see many hard tyres out there, if any. We're the only person on hard tyres. This might not pay off, but we're going to risk it. I was overheating the tyres really bad. Let's launch it then from the middle of the grid. We should still be able to get a decent result, and I've got tyres for days. Absolutely loads of tyre life in this race to use up, so I can really lean on the tyres. Got to get them up to temperature first. RINS takes the lead from the start, and then Marquez is right there with him. So here we go then. Marquez gets a little bit out wide. We've spun up the rear a little bit too much around there. The tyres are in prime temperature now, so we can really start to pounce and lean on them. Just got to find a way past Marquez. I wonder if he's going to be able to push onto the back of Alex Rins, but we'll see. I'm feeling quite happy just sat in behind Marquez, sat in third place. We can find a way past him and then go onto the back of RINS, but here we go. This might be the opportunity. I'm going to get a screenshot for the thumbnail, and then I'm going to go for the overtake as we come down the hill. On the brakes then as we unpause it, and Marquez fends off our attack for now. But like I say, I'm on the hard tyre, so I've got plenty of life in the tyres to be able to use up and make a move on Marquez somewhere. But he gets a better run out the final corner. 22.2 it is from Alex Rins. We've got Valentino Rossi behind us. I think we've shaken our bit of slow form in qualifying and found some decent race pace around the outside at turn 1, and Marc Marquez made it look proper easy. These hard tyres are working well around here for me. They're in their prime temperature, and now we can go on the hunt for Alex Rins. So, poor run of form in qualifying 2. Pull it back together for a good race start, and now we're showing good signs of pace. Already past Marquez into P2, starting right in the middle of the grid. I think it was about P12 we started. And now we can hunt down Alex Rins, who's starting to pull away a little bit. 1.1 seconds is the gap to the Spaniard out front on his Suzuki. The Suzuki working well around here. Suits this track, of course. Being an agile bike and quick at turning. Lots of mid-corner grip as well. Just down on power a little bit. Which is where this next sector is going to come in handy. Down the hill, powering on this Duke compared to that Suzuki. We just reel him in. So, good race pace around here on the Duke. Story of the season, really. If we have poor qualifying, we can make it up in the race because this bike performs consistently in the races. I'm just not looking forward to Brno, which is where we've historically lost out on time. And I really need to get on top of this anti-wheelie. So, in the next episode we should be able to upgrade that to full anti-wheelie upgrade, so that should help. The first sector is like threading the eye of a needle. It's just like, oh, you need to get the perfect line. If you don't, you lose so much time throughout the whole sector, and that's exactly what I've done around here. Rins is gone and Marquez is caught up, so we've lost 9/10 of a second alone in that first sector. So if you mess up that any part of that first sector, you lose a lot of time throughout the whole first sector, and like I said, we lost over a second that time round, and now we're going to have to reel in Alex Rins again into the final corner, get a good run out, which we do. Marquez is there, Rossi's in 4th, where's Petrucci 5th, where's Dovi 6th, Crutchlow 7th with Miller just behind him. So now we can carry on pushing onto the back of Alex Rins. It's going to be a tough old sector this. Seems to have got the first part a bit better, but he just pulls away massively anyway. So Rins is absolutely on fire here at the German Grand Prix. Obviously suits his riding style and his bike a lot better than mine, because that first sector I just lose out so much time. And the Suzuki is just pulling away. 2.9 seconds, that's another, what, 9/10 of a second, basically a second on that lap in sector 1. And I'm just having to push it through the rest of the track to try and keep up, but he's just pulling away and I can't seem to do anything to stop him. Luckily Marquez isn't closing behind, so it's only Rins that's lighting up the timing sheets here at the Saxon ring, but we can fend everyone else off and hopefully get second place again, keep our record of not finishing lower than second place. That'd be good for almost half a season. It's going to set us up nicely for the championship. 21.9, 3.2 seconds is the gap now to Rins. I think that front tyre is a bit cold, to be honest. Maybe we would have been better on mediums, or at least a medium front tyre. That might be what's costing us a bit of time, the front tyre being a bit cold, but it's okay. You can keep it going, just get this first sector all nicely done. Just waiting for the bike to line itself up and then getting on the power, and then a snap from the rear, not what we want mid-corner, scary stuff. I was expecting to high side then. 3.4 seconds is the gap now, so half a second in the first sector. So either Rins has slowed down a bit, or I've found a little bit more pace in that first sector. Not sure which one it is, but we're leaning a lot. Lots and lots of left-handers, just constantly full lock left-hand lean through that whole sector then. And then the last two corners are left-handers as well, so I'm kind of glad I went for hard tyres, because now everyone else's tyres should be starting to wear a little bit and I should have a little bit more life than everyone else. So maybe this is how we catch up to Rins, through tyre life. We'll see. 21.1, 3.1 seconds. So we have closed him in a little bit now. 3 laps to go. Is it too little too late, or is it purely a tyre game? See what sector 1's like. 2.9, so I think we are closing them in. Maybe it's down to the tyres. Still trying to close them in. I realise I want to really quiet as I'm focusing. 2 laps to go. RINS is right there. I think we're a little bit too far off, so unless he makes a mistake or his tyres completely fall off the cliff, we're pretty safe from Marquez and Rossi as well. It's been a pretty static race in terms of overtaking. 3.6 seconds is the gap, so he's pulled out a little bit again on that lap, so maybe he just had an off lap. Ugh. We're in a bit wide at turn number 1. For me, the hard tyres were, I think on the front I should have gone for a medium. That would have been a better combo, because the front tyre just seems that a little bit cold, so it doesn't bite into the track as much as it would if it was running at its proper prime temperature. But it's not too bad. The bike still turns. Lucky we're on a top factory bike, which will make the most of a bad situation and still be pretty quick. I mean, I'll settle for 2nd place. I'm just trying to keep that record alive and not finishing lower than 2nd place this season. If we could do that all season, that'd be absolutely crazy. On the grass a little bit, that's not going to help us out. A little bit wide again at the top of the hill just for turn 10. Flick it into 11. I haven't hit the apex at turn 11 once this race, and we've run it wide as a result. And we're going to be heading on to the last lap any moment now, so keep it nice through the penultimate corner. Spin up at the rear tyre. Still got about 50% of tyre life left, so that's pretty good for an 8-lap race, you know. Obviously we are on very, very hard tyres, so you do pay the price for losing a little bit of grip because of that. But we haven't been able to use the lack of tyre wear to our advantage. We're in it deep at turn 1. Don't throw it away on the last lap. Keep Marquez behind. Cocked up sector 1 a little bit. But no one's been able to touch us, which is a bit concerning because we've been way off the pace really from where we like to be, but still managed for 2nd place. So what are the AI doing? I clip that little rumble strip a little bit, unsettles the bike. Not long to go. The left hand side of the tyre is looking awful. Really is looking worn. Obviously lots of left handers, and you can see just running out of grip. We hit the apex that time. 4.7 seconds is the gap to RINS. RINS is pulling away. Little leg out from the riders. He tries to settle and stabilise the bike. 1 more corner to go. I can hear Marquez all over the back of us. Power up the hill. Marquez is right there. 1 more lap. I feel like Marquez would have got us, but 2nd place in the end. I will take that. That's not bad at all. RINS takes... He doesn't take the fastest lap. I take the fastest lap by about 1/10 of a second. So that's been it for today's episode. A pretty static race. But again, still building on the lead in the championship. 63 points clear of Dovizioso. So remember to smash the like button if you are new around here and you do want to see more. And I will see you guys in the next episode.